I'm very honoured to be here today. Obviously, a lot of you have known Ikechi a lot longer than I have, but I'm honoured to call him my friend, a dear friend and colleague. I've been working very closely since we met in the EU Tech Chambers as board members, and I have the privilege to hearing Ikechi speak for the first time. And that first time, he captivated me, and I said, I have to know this person. So I instantly messaged Ikechi and wanted to connect. And since then, we've started pushing forward together, and I hold Ikechi very high. From what he's achieving and what he is going to achieve, there is greatness afoot, and to be part of his world and to be part of his life is a blessing for me. As an Englishman, I am very proud to stand and to be able to call Ikechi a great man, my friend and colleague. It's an honor. It is an absolute honor, Ikechi, and I am blessed, and you are blessed, and the things you've achieved and you are going to achieve are amazing. And I can see and I can feel it even now with the room, the amazing connections that you have with people. It's not just me. You have touched many people's lives, and you will carry on achieving those great things. What you've set in motion is just amazing. So I thank you, brother, and I'm honoured to call you my friend and brother. So to celebrate you. So congratulations.
It's a pleasure and honor to be a part of this panel, and I guess I could almost share similar sentiments as Charles, as I don't know Dr. Ikechi as well as maybe many others who are on the platform, but what I can say is over that short space of time that we have, began communicating, and I began doing my research in terms of, checking the things that he wrote about, and, going and seeing some of his YouTube interviews and all that. I began to realize that this is a brother that I cannot lose the opportunity to stay close to. And so at this point, I like Charles, I'm saying that it's an honor and a pleasure for me to be a part of this discussion and to be considered a friend of Dr. Ikechi. I am background, I am basically from the Caribbean, so I am one who is seeking to make that reconnect with Africa, and I'm hoping that we could do a lot with that in that regards. And so I am, the flag in the background is the St. Kitts and Nevis flag. So that's the flag of the country that I represent. Presently, I am in California on an agricultural project as well. But this is what we are hoping to do, to make these global connects. And so at this point, I am really honored to see that Dr. Ikechi is in a position where he is doing one of the things that I sought to do when I was teaching, because I taught for a few years at the secondary level and at the primary school level. And I taught agricultural science. And one of my mission was to seek to make that mental shift where people just see agriculture as that dirty work and hard work, and start to see professionals in the field. So when you see a person like me in the classroom, and then you see a person like Dr. Ikechi, who is sitting in the seats of, with, some of these, this is what we need to see in agriculture, and not just see it, but have people with that kind of passion for it, to the point where I am fully embracing his brain re-engineering program, because I think it is something that is absolutely necessary for us as a people moving forward. We need to change that mentality of seeing agriculture from a subsistence level and start to see it from a business level, and start to value our produce to the point where we don't just seek to give it away for not change, but we start to add value to our products. So value added would be the key for the Caribbean and also for African territories. So we can not just sell the avocado, but also make avocado oil, get, guacamole products and stuff like that. So having that value added component, and this is one of the things that I am I have been in discussion with Dr. Ikechi for some time in most recent times, and we are really looking forward to do a lot more in the future. So I am celebrating with him, and I'm celebrating the future as well, because we are definitely going to be doing a lot more, and I look forward to I guess us having more of these kinds of discussions and encounters, so that we who are probably in different sectors and who could assist in other areas can come together and make it a reality. So I again, Doctor, I'm honored to be asked to be a part of this discussion and this celebration with you, and I'm really hoping that we can make this Caribbean African connection dream a reality, not just words, but we actually make it a reality.
There are deep messages here that really need to be explored in their own time and in their own right. And I think the time has come for it. This is why I believe so much in the work that Dr. Ikechi is doing, because we need to understand what is the basis of this agriculture that we are talking about. I don't really want to, because if this were a podcast, Obehi podcast, we could really open up the conversation and we go deep with Dr. Ikechi. He knows me for that. In that we need to do what Thomas Sankara was saying, that he was not able to do because they killed him. That is why he was not able to do it. In that we need to eat what we produce and produce what we eat. This can only be resolved to if we understand how the thing work, how the system work. In that we need to be able to feed ourselves to start with. We have a very huge economy. Talking of Nigeria, for example, because Ikechi is coming from Nigeria, and I'm also coming from Nigeria, like most of the speakers here. We understand that we have a huge market that depend on agriculture, but our agriculture is not giving the needed attention. And I don't need to remind people of that there was a time we have the Kano pyramid. That, like Dr. Ikechi was saying before, that some people came to 94. The Nigeria Institute for Oil Palm Research, that was where they got the palm oil in Benin. And today, they are going up, we are going down. What is happening? So we'll have a huge market in Europe. The other day, I was talking to an investor, because we're opening up a conversation, which is how to connect among the people between African diaspora and Africans in Africa, and also the European market. We need to enter into the European market, not with the raw material, but with the finished product. There are a lot of products in Africa that the European market needs, but we are, of course, going to be the one to decide that. So in agriculture, there are huge opportunities that we can leverage. And we need people like Dr. Ikechi, who are going to be able to plant leg and face and nose and everywhere, so that we can take care of ourselves. Because first, we need to feed ourselves. In Nigeria today, we are not feeding ourselves. We are eating the rice coming from other places, even though we have a lot of rice production in Nigeria. Anyway, that is a conversation, like I said before, that is going to take its time for elaboration. And we don't have that kind of time, so I'm going to move on.
If we were to have China's challenge in terms of the cost of delivery or the cost of collection from one of the African continent, whether it's Mozambique, Mombasa, or South Africa, we could meet their demand. Currently, farmers on the African continent need to begin to work in collaboration. We now need to build, through Dr. Ikechi, to build what I call agricultural industrial hubs in different regions of the African continent for one primary reason, and that is local food production capacity, and whatever surplus that we will have, to export it to the whether to the Scandinavian countries, Brazil, China, Vietnam, and so forth. The fact of the matter is that we as farmers, we now need to consolidate and understand that there is a market beyond our borders. There is a market beyond our locality. All that is needed is that conformity of product. 1 kg must be 1 kg in another region. Understanding standardization and quality. And that is where we are at with the China Expo to South Africa or to China, where we are consolidating to say, what are the clear protocols? Can we identify the farm where the beef is coming from? Can we identify where the beef is coming from? What type of feed was it given? Those are critical components of mastering your primary production. And once that is embedded in us, we now need to look at secondary, the logistics. Who will be delivering this beef? Who will be supplying the input costs to this beef? So the agricultural sector on the African continent, if you pair it with the mining industry, you all of a sudden have what I call a catalyst, whereby we all know that the mining sector is an extractive industry and is a sunset industry, meaning at some point mines will cease to exist. So the ecological transition is agriculture. We see this in the ESG, the economic social development packs that different corporations are going into. So I think it is my personal view that through some ecosystem, collectively ourselves, we now need to go beyond just conversations and beginning to putting a clear program of action as to how at a SADC region do we capture opportunities within the agricultural value chain. And it is not necessarily just in primary production, the secondary, tertiary production. So there is scope in that. And we now need to work in collaboration to manage cost factors. And it is my profound view that with the vast experience of Dr. Ikechi, we would be able to capture some of the opportunities that Nigeria has to offer indeed in terms of its human capital. But we also need to now say, how do we talk about Nigeria beyond oil? Do we have that intimate conversation that we are all understanding and appreciation of building an Africa green belt? You understand? But nevertheless, congratulations on your immense achievement, Dr. Ikechi. And I look forward to us engaging more. And thank you for the opportunity as well. I hope I didn't speak too much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you so much for your recommendations. I was just noting them. Can I quickly call on Bradley from Arizona and just have 5 minutes?
Well, good morning, everyone from here in Arizona. So Ikechi and I met in Minneapolis at the International Food and Agribusiness Management Association back 9 years ago. And we've been fortunate enough to stay in touch and get to see each other grow professionally and personally. And I know what Charles meant about wanting to get to know him when you see him, because he's a hard guy to ignore in person. You get to see him in person and you want to get to know him. So we've been fortunate enough to stay in touch and look forward to working together further. And I'll keep it short now so we can get on to some other people, but I was glad to be here today and celebrate with you, Ikechi, and look forward to the future.
Thank you very much, Bradley. And thank you for reminding me how we met almost 10 years ago. So can I call on a very special person? I call him special because he is a youngster or youth, Augustine. I met him in Kigali last year. He's an African who has pitched his tent in the agriculture space. So there are many people like him. Augustine, can you speak?
Yes, Doctor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me today. Really, I appreciate you. To be honest, when you can ask me the mentor who mentored you or that's who show you and motivate you across the continent, exactly, absolutely, I can mention you. Thank you so much. So, as you mentioned, I'm Augustine Ngundimana here from here Kigali in Rwanda, in the country of 1,000 hills, but you have to add the 1,000 opportunities. Yes, we here in Rwanda, we have good sector where agriculture is the cornerstone to the development of our country. We have different programs here in Rwanda, but agriculture is the best one. And I really thank you for how we have been connected with you during the IBMI. I remember that the first where you are on panel trying to talk about brain engineering concept. I was tried all my best to ask questions, but unfortunately I have not get to my missions. But I really thank you for connecting with you through LinkedIn, and still now we are connected, and we have mentored me in good way. I really thank you so much. So back to my background, I'm a student at University of Rwanda, deal with agriculture engineering. Basically, I'm the founder of Agritech AI research group here at our university, where we deal with that kind you have said, robotics, AI, in this sector of agriculture. That's the research we are trying to do. Right now, we are trying to see how we can adjust making a robotics that will helping us to spray and to spray pesticide and the liquid fertilizers. That's the research we are dealing with it right now, and we have other projects by seeing how we can just make an software that will help our local farmers, but across the continent, not only here in Rwanda, because we have a small populations. We are targeting across the continent or the country of the Africa, so that they can access that platform that will give the exact information to the local farmers, so that they can boost their products. So I really thank you for your mentorships. You have given me the platform where to connect with people, to sharing the idea. I really thank you to be here and meet with the excellent people like this one on this webinar. I really thank you so much. I will be happy to see all guys here in Rwanda during the IBMI 2024. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And for some of us who may be wondering, what is IBMA? IBMA is the conference which we'll be holding in Kigali next month. I co-founded Africa Organization for Technology and Agriculture with Isaac Kagara, Giselle Masengo, and Dr. Israel Nimrod. So 4 of us, we co-founded an organization, and I also brought in University of Rwanda so that we can have scientific sessions to present quickly. Thank you so much, Augustine, for that very clear. You know, in Rwanda, most of them are French speakers, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Just,
Yeah.
well,
I don't know
just to,
if Dr. Kelechi. Yeah. I don't know if Dr. Kelechi is free to talk. I know he should be in the hospital, but I can call Honorable Mrs. Blessing if she is ready. If you are not ready, I can call on Professor Dr. Goodron. I saw her step in. Professor Dr. Goodron, you have to unmute, put your camera so that we will get to know the engineer in the house.
Hello. Nice to meet you all. And I'm sending you some greetings from Germany. And thank you for inviting me to your conference and listen to the excellent work what you did in the past and in what you will do in the future. I'm a mechanical engineer and a plant designer, and I'm also the co-director of the African Virtual Bridging School. And with this bridging school, we are train young people in Africa that they are going the career path, and also especially we train young farmers in entrepreneurship. And so I'm very much connected with you and this community. And that is very important because the young farmers, they need a lot of support in entrepreneurship and in special knowledges, what modern farming is in the smallholder world and in the bigger industrial world. But we must start with the smallholders, with the families who are starting in this village with little farms. And I have also some partners who are developing circular production for farming, and we are searching for some support to developing small solutions that they can start in Africa and in other countries as smallholder farmers. And so I want to collaborate with you and want to support the young generation to go the right way for the self-trust, and that they develop each country where they are living by themselves in the best way. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Goodron. You can see she's not just Professor Doctor, she's also Professor Dr. Engineer.
Thank you.
And she's a grandmother, and she's
Yes.
very happy to be one. Thank you so much for coming. And can I quickly bring in, I don't know if Adele is here. Adele, she said she's in Malaysia now. She's American and also my cousin, you can imagine. My cousin, but she grew up in the US, but she's in Malaysia now. I don't know if she's here now. Oh, Dr. Tachi is here.
She's not here.
Oh my God, Dr. Tachi must come in. Can Dr. Tachi mount up?
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
Is Obehi out?
No, he's still in.
Oh, okay. So you're moderating. Okay, I just got confused.
Yeah.
That's all. Continue, please.
Sorry, I just want to talk about Dr. Tachi now, because for some of us who may be meeting Dr. Tachi for the very first time, she is the founder of, I don't know if she'll talk about herself, but she's my cousin in the US, and she's doing quite amazing work globally. Dr. Tachi is in her season of being unveiled. Dr. Tachi, please take over. She's a media person, so.
Yes, hi, good afternoon. Well, no, for me, it's afternoon. For you all, it's maybe evening or the next day. I'm so pleased and very happy to be here. I just Ikechi, I just found out about this. So I was like, oh,
I'm sorry. Can you put on your camera, doctor?
No, I can't.
Professor Tachison.
I can't because my camera's not connected. I do some media stuff, so it's not connected. So since I just found out, I was like, well, let me just come in. But if I get a chance to connect everything, I will. Okay, great, great. So, Ikechi, congratulations. This is quite a milestone. It's wonderful to see all of the work that you've done globally throughout the years. And since we've been actually working together, you and my sister and myself had worked on some things as well. So it's really a pleasure to see everything that you've done. And I'm just amazed each time you send me something on LinkedIn with regard to the academic work that you do and how not only connected, but how excited and emphatic you are about working with the global community in terms of agriculture and beyond. So congratulations. It's wonderful to be here. I'm glad to see all of you joining in as well. And I will try and get my camera on if I can.
I actually can't turn the camera on. It's 2 a.m. I'm here in Kuala Lumpur. So I just wanted to say congratulations to my dearest cousin, Ikechi. You're and are always ever increasing, and we're super, super proud of you. We're collaborators as well as cousins. And so, of course, we know the history of where the smartness came from. So it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. So I truly just wanted to say, Will, my husband and I, and my sister, Dr. Tachi, we're very proud of you and love you so much. And we'll keep soaring to higher heights with you in academic and other endeavors. Congratulations.
So if the speaker can turn their video on, it would be a very good idea. So at least we can see ourselves. Yeah, I can see that we're not speaking for a very long time, which is really a good thing. So meaning everybody can sort of feature in. But because we are not able to follow it numerically according to how we have planned it, if you are a speaker, could you please raise your hand so we can cue you in? Otherwise, we'll tell Dr. Ikechi to call you by your name.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I want to congratulate Dr. Ikechi for his tremendous accomplishments in the field of agriculture and with brain reengineering. He's a dear friend and colleague, and he continues to do a lot, not only in the field, but for people as individuals. And I just thank you for that. And you were such a blessing. And I am honored and privileged to be able to be here today to be able to share that with you. So thank you very much for having me.
I'm very excited to be here and excited to meet these beautiful people here. And most importantly, elated to be part of this celebration of Dr. Ikechi. I met with him some 3 years ago. We're working on a project, a moringa farming project. And what captivated me, caught me about him is his level of accomplishment. Sometimes when I begin to read them, I'm like, wow, this is a whole catalog of things. It's phenomenal. The passion, the drive, for me was just something to emulate. But most importantly, and I mentioned this here, what made us become really, what brought us together in conversation most often was the brain reengineering, like we all know, but particularly in regards to the youth capital development in Nigeria, and then of course in Africa at large. AU has it for Nigeria alone that from the ages of 30 and below, that demography constitutes over 70% of the population. Now, Nigeria has ranging 200 and above million, people. That means we are looking over 100 million of young stars, yet from between the ages of 30 and below. Now that's a gold mine, if you understand. And for me, his passion and the craft he's working on towards harnessing, turning the minds of these youngsters toward the potential of agriculture was also so fascinating for me. So for me particularly, that's my drive. I'm a business development manager, and my passion is for the youth capital of Nigeria and Africa at large, and that resonated with us. And given the fact that he has created the wealth of his experience, his knowledge, and the platform he's building, it just became a good intersecting point for us. I am so happy to meet him, and I'm so excited about the project. We are currently working on one as we speak for Nigeria. And it's about the youth. It's about reorienting their mind towards seeing that agriculture is a huge potential for them. Currently in Nigeria, the mind of the youngsters are towards Afro pop, which is sensational now, is a thing globally, and IT as well, and then white collar jobs. But then agriculture, like one of the speakers mentioned, they see it as something relegated to those less educated. And that is what he's trying to change. And oh my goodness, you have no idea what the magnitude of impact that would be making on Nigeria and the continent of Africa, because it extends out of that. And so I'm so excited for him. I love him so much. He's a dear friend and mentor, and I am so glad to be here today. And I wait in earnest anticipation of the great things ahead of us that we propose to achieve.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, David. That is highly valuable to hear all that about a man we are really celebrating today. All right, I can see Mr. Chukwuka. I don't know if Chukwuka is available. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you give me like a few minutes? I'm trying to fix some things with my son. Today is public holiday and he's at home,
Okay, that's fine.
Queen AG, you know her. She's the queen of the state of the African diaspora. Can I ask her to put on her camera? She's based in Paris, France, and she's also the queen of the Royal Chamber at the state of the African diaspora.
Greetings, and very happy to be with you. Thank you for inviting me. I am very happy to see that our Dr. Ikechi is celebrating, and I do congratulate him for his professionalism, and he is with us in the state of the African diaspora. I am the Minister of Historical Legacy and also the co-chair of the Royal Chamber, because the state of African diaspora is the state that is linking African descent to Africa. We are the 6th region of Africa, and we are connected to chiefdoms and kingdoms, because when the captives left Africa, they left kingdoms. So when we go back, we want to be connected to where our ancestors came from. So I am very happy to be here, and Dr. Ikechi will work with me as well, because I've got a program on agriculture in Africa. I've got 81 projects and projects of poultry farm, agriculture, and I do need him. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. We also appreciate the good work that you are doing. And of course, the collaboration with working with Dr. Ikechi. That is highly, highly valuable. We love the collaboration, and the connection is very important for us.
I'm sorry to budge in, but because of the time, some people are, it's in the evening, I'm sure in most places. So I would just suggest we go into a little bit of pause conversation. Then when anybody comes in, they can just jump in and talk.
All right.
So that we keep the time flowing, so we don't waste time.
Yeah, I think that is a good idea. All right. I think somebody's talking.
I can briefly talk. Yeah.
Please go on.
Yeah, this is Chukwuka. I cannot really put on my camera right now, and I have my baby right now.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You just talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is Chukwuka. I'm from New Jersey. I've known Ikechi for quite a long time, and Ikechi, congratulations on your 10 years anniversary and all your achievements. It's quite a milestone. I'm really, really impressed. Like we've been having like conversations, and you have always been like a big brother to me and Emeka, my older brother. So like when we talk on the phone, people will think I'm talking to my older brother, not knowing that he's just a friend. So I love that humility and how nice and humble you are. And coupled with like your work, things that you do, putting it out there, and I know like this morning I reached out to you, like trying to join the meeting, and it says 3 p.m. Central European time, but I don't know, I Googled it, it says 9 a.m. I'm trying to join at 9 a.m. and I reached out to you and you were able to like reach back to me and say, that it's gonna start at 12, but it's okay. I'm really like honored to be part of this conference to celebrate you. I know we had a conversation too about I'm trying to get into I'm trying to become an entrepreneur. My background is quite like it's funny. I originally studied biochemistry, had my second degree in United States, Rutgers University, biotechnology, and I'm currently principal cybersecurity analyst at Oracle Corporation. So it's funny, right? From science to IT. So, and now I'm trying to go into like agriculture. Like someone mentioned that agriculture is something that Nigerians kind of like overlooked. Like everybody wants to go into oil. Currently, people are going into music. And me currently being in IT, also want to delve into other parts, like move into business and other stuff. So we had that conversation, and I know we're still gonna visit it. And thank you for like being giving me the listening ear as a professional and also like a big brother. Thank you.
Enormous